says, "Hi, Chad. What's up?
Hi.
What do you think about leaving everything behind to pursue a dream which is nearly impossible to achieve, or sticking to the thing which they are good at but doesn't really enjoy?"
That's kind of hard. I mean, if you're good at it, yeah, I feel like that's a good motivation. At least you know that you're good at it. But the fact that you don't enjoy it, that's a hard one.
I picked this one because it's actually a dilemma that I was struggling with, I think a couple years ago, actually. I was on the... I think if you do anything creative, you always go through certain times where you just think it's not working. I call it little ruts that you fall into, where everything just doesn't seem like it's going your way. So I think a couple of years ago, I was prepared to leave everything and just to chase and pursue what, I guess I wanted to do. But I would say the responsible answer is, please consider carefully. I mean, it's not a small thing to say you leave everything behind. Like, consider family, friends, and security, and stability. You gotta please consider everything first before you make your decision, because it is really easy to say, I'm gonna leave everything, because, it's very easy to say you'll start over, but it's actually quite hard to do. That's just my opinion. Well, granted, I didn't leave everything, but the appeal is always there, But
it's true.
My life motto has always been just, you should always do what you love. Like, being good at something it's great, but if you don't like it, you're gonna get bored really easily.
That's so true, man.
Yeah. Another thing though that you gotta consider is that I actually didn't really think hard about this until an artist that I really admire did a live stream, and somebody entered dude's chat and was like, so basically I've decided to quit my job and pursue making Toho music, even though I've never made music in my life. What do you think?
It's good to, step into new horizons, definitely.
And and my dude said, please do not do that. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good point though, because the way that he explained it was that it's good to have that kind of dream start off as a fun hobby that makes you happy and still support yourself and be stable. But then once you start making enough money off of that thing,
that's true,
then you can transition over to that. And that's essentially, I took that advice and I did that with my life. And before Holo, I was actually kind of starting to get into that. It got to a point where I was making more money off of music than my day job, and I was super lucky to be able to get to that point. It takes a lot of hard work, but there also is a little bit of luck involved, and I guess just try and be careful about that kind of stuff, because it sounds great to drop everything and go chase big dreams, but I just don't want you guys to hurt yourselves or get in a sticky situation where suddenly you don't have a place to live or food or anything.
Healthy lifestyle's top priority, yes.
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying if there's an opportunity, I would say go for it.
Yeah, give it a try.
If it means, I've always suggested or encouraged, try and juggle a few things, just so that you're not giving up everything and then just hoping, having all your depending everything on just one opportunity, right? Kind of, you can try juggle a few things, and I feel like you can juggle until you can't juggle it anymore and you have to choose. You always reach a certain point where you have to choose, right? And if there's an opportunity where you think you can and you believe that you can, I would say go for it. If it gets to that point, but always try it first would be my advice.
I also want to give a quick shout out to the people who are my best friend from high school, for example. My best friend from high school really loved drawing and anime as a hobby and that kind of thing. And she grew up and became an accountant. And you know what? she still enjoys all of her hobbies. She has a fun time like drawing every once in a while and playing games and doing all that kind of stuff. So you don't need to chase a big crazy dream to be happy in life. I mean, we did, and that's cool, but like you can also just be happy.
It depends what you're happy with.
Exactly. Like, for example, her job, she doesn't hate it. I mean, and she walks in and has, you know, from what I've heard from her, she generally enjoys it. I think as long as you like are in and like you don't hate.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you walk into work and you don't just want to die every day, you know, and you're just kind of like that's maybe a really dark way of putting it, excuse me, but like you walk into work and like you don't just want to quit immediately. How about that? That's a better, less heavy way of putting it.
It's good to have your hobby, to do something after your real job.
Yeah.
You can have. It's good to have a hobby to, you know, lie down, like sit back and relax after a good days of work. And I feel like it's like one of those things that if you keep something you like as a hobby and not as like a job, I think you'll definitely like it for the rest of your life. Definitely. As for like making something that you originally really like as a job, sometimes depending on the situation, it just gets a little, well, since it's
really
a job,
tests
a little stressful because it becomes like a duty more than, you know, something that you do when you want to do it. So yeah.
And in those times, it really tests you on how much you actually like it.
That's true.
Because if it was a hobby that like you thought you really liked, but when you add on the stress of having it as a job and then, you know, responsibilities and like delivering and things like that, like, so, you know, if you liked it more as a hobby, then, you know, I just guess I probably wasn't the right path to make it into, you know, your job. It might be better to just keep it as a hobby, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you can still live a happy, fulfilled life without chasing a crazy, batshit insane dream. You know, I know plenty of people who are incredibly happy folks who aren't like mega famous artists or big VTubers or big idols or entertainers who are completely content with life.
Yeah, you don't have. Yeah, you can be happy. Anyone can be happy.
Chase your happiness. That's what Ahmed said. Everybody's slice of happiness looks different, you know?
Oh my god, that is a good phrase. That phrase.
Chase your happiness.
Yes, don't chase your dreams. No, chase your happiness.
Just be a normal person.
I mean, that's actually true because like having a dream, you know, there's different. Dream is very like subjective, but you know, like chase your happiness. That's I would argue that's a better phrase than chasing your dreams.
That is a much better phrase, I think.
I think it's a better phrase. But that was it. Thank you so much.
Man, that was some serious advice.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, my the one I wanted to give advice to is not serious at all, and I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Hell yeah, bring on the gap.
Yeah, no. This is from a certain someone that seemed to had a lot of fun yesterday and the day before yesterday. Says, I'm still in shock from Holofest. How to stop?
How to stop?
How to stop? It's not stoppable. Let me just give you some advice that's not going to help at all. It's not stoppable. So just keep watching. Just keep watching Hololive content. That's all you can do about it.
Sink into it. Let it consume you.
Just jump into that rabbit hole as deep as you can. Don't deny it. Don't try to stop it. It is futile. Is that how you pronounce it? It is futile to try to stop it.
Futile?
Is it? Oh,
futile.
Futile.
You just reminded me of something.
Futile.
Thank you guys. IRYS.